Welcome to the Uriah Jokes podcast, the only podcast that ponders the existence of its very existence about whether or not any of this exists. But if any of this exists, does that mean the existence of this very podcast existing means that you exist in the same realm as me? And if you do exist in the same realm as me, why aren't you hitting that like and subscribe button, you moron? I've been sitting in this green void for weeks, for months, waiting for you to hit that like and subscribe button. And speaking of a man who's getting hit, Uriah Wesman. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Uriah Wesman, and this is my podcast. And if you're like Uriah, you're wearing the same shirt as the last episode. Well, I'm gonna film these in blocks. A blockchain. My podcast is volatile. Ayo, it's so volatile, it's worthless. I don't even have an NFT. Actually, I do have an NFT, but it's not worth anything. But hey, I am just trying to, what do you call someone with a foot fetish that's trying to get a job? They're trying to get their foot in the door. Ayo, the door is ajar. It's National Shoe Day. This reminds me of a story. Today's National Shoe Day. I wish they let me know and told me what this day was gonna be, because I forgot. National Shoe Day has always been a day very, very close to my heart, which the doctors have always said, Uriah, shoes should never be close to your heart. And I said, you know what, Dr. Scholl? I'm just trying to get my foot in the door, all right? It was this day, I remember it. I was with my family. It was National Shoe Day. So what we like to do is we like to attract horse flies, right? Horse flies. And we, I don't want to fly around this topic, right? Because I remember getting these amazing pair of I'm getting the Blinky shoes. I got Blinky shoes, right? And, my dad always was like, Uriah, we got to get you bigger size shoes that actually fits you so that you could grow into them. So I went in there and I'm like, hey, I would like Blinky shoes. You know, the shoes that blink. Blinky shoes. And I will never forget this. The person at the counter looks at me and says, with a twinkle in his eye, that he can look in the back to see if he can find Blinky shoes for me. And he just knew what he was doing. He worked at Payless Shoes, and he should have been paid more for helping me with those shoes. So he went in the back, and I just sat there. My sisters all found their shoes, left and right. Shoes. My mom found shoes. Dad found the shoes. They bonded over the soles of their shoes, and the souls of their marriage kept on going. Thanks to Dr. Charles. And the guy came back. He's like, we have your size in the shoes. And my dad's like, we don't want his size in the shoes. We want the size that his shoes are going to be. And I didn't even think about what this would mean. This would mean that if I had these shoes and they didn't break apart, I would have them until I grew into them. They had size 12 of the Blinky shoes. Size 12. My dad got me size 12 of the Blinky shoes. And right as soon as we left the store, I put them on. And then I started walking and it immediately fell off again. So my dad had to tie them up, put some duct tape around them. He knew how to fit the shoes. He was the Cinderella. But my shoe didn't fit. If the glove doesn't fit, the shoe does not fit. The shoe didn't fit the shoe. The shoe didn't fit. So then we got out of the parking lot. I'll never forget this. It was a huge parking lot. And then all of a sudden, just a stampede of people started running, and they're like, there is a police chase. A police chase was in a foot pursuit. It ended in a finish. So I got home, I'm like, Dad, can I go walk around with the Blinky shoes, which you can't wear now, because of course, people with epilepsy get triggered now, so that doesn't work, it doesn't work. I got rid of the Blinky shoes, liberal Hollywood got rid of the Blinky shoes. And I went to school, and everyone's like, Uriah, your Blinky shoes are so cool. I'm like, anything next year happened. And they're like, Uriah, I mean, I don't know if your Blinky shoes are cool anymore, but I'm glad you're still wearing them. Year goes by. And before you know it, I'm in high school and I'm depressed, listening to Linkin Park, listening to the song Papa Roach, walking home.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing, no deposit the ground.
I was listening to that as a child as if my life was so hard in Livingston. But I was walking around Blinky shoes. I was in a bad mood, so I walk around and I'm like, fuck you, sky. You know, fuck you, clouds. Always making me under the weather, making me feel under the weather. Blinky shoes. And then I will never forget this. The bullies came up to me and said, Uriah, give me those Blinky shoes. We're tired of it. The entire town was there. We're like, we're tired of you wearing these Blinky shoes, making this epileptic town turn into seizure after seizure. And I'm like, I don't think there's many epileptics in this town. I just think this town's awful. That everyone knows about this in this town. Is there nothing else going on in this town? Is there nothing else going on in this town? And the single worst years of my life quickly turned into the best years of my life. When the bullies took my shoes, wrapped them up with their shoelaces, threw them on the power line, perfect spiral, 10 out of 10, and I'm like, thank you, you freed me from the Blinky shoes. And that is not anything that have to do with National Shoe Day, but that is a very good day about shoes. And I would tell you once, I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more. To be that man who walked 500 miles in Blinky shoes, I will gladly accept that if it wasn't for bullying, I would still be wearing Blinky shoes to this day. But I'm only a supporter of taking away Blinky shoes when it's in this exact circumstance. Not that I'm okay with bullying, but I remember how hard it was to be a kid back in my day, and now it seems like being a quitter and being a little wimp is something to be celebrated. And complaining is to be celebrated and rewarded. If only there was TikTok back then, I would have went viral for complaining. And this has been the Uriah Jokes Podcast special. This only said National Shoe Day. It only said National Shoe Day. Everything else I made up. That's right. I'm gonna make 3 podcasts today.